Good morning, afternoon, and evening, and everything in between. I'm the Canadian, back with another N-scale, in this case N-scale, train video. Today is going to be a layout update. It's been a while since I've done one. Nothing much has really happened with the layouts. The only main changes have been on the experimental layout here. And it's had some expansions and some other stuff going on, maintenance-wise, some changes with the whole layout variation of it. It's had a bit of a wiring update and some cosmetic stuff. So without further ado, I will get into it. So we're going to be starting off on the left side here with this section here. This is just a small triangular section that I've put onto the side there. It's got a full frame. Focus, there we go. It's got a full frame underneath. Its primary function was it has all the wires underneath it. So the wiring for the entire layout is on that section there, and it spreads over to the entire layout. On top, just to make it look like it's part of the layout, I'm not going to be, going all out like the rest of the layout. It'll have a basic, it'll have a road, and the fire hall for the town is going to be on it. And it does have some track along the back there. It's currently being worked on. That is for a holiday extension that is removable. It just has track on it, and that's where I park my Christmas trains, my 2 North Pole Expresses, and then my Canadian Pacific holiday train I keep in the terminal yard. There will be a third track on that, but its primary function is a buffer track, because where this goes here, it goes around the wall. This is a chair right here. That gets moved, and our Christmas tree goes here. So the extension goes behind that. So I have a third track that is single track bridge, Cato truss bridge. And that acts as a barrier between, actually, I'll show you here. There, those bridges there, that's all for the extension. And that kind of serves as a barrier from like the branches from the tree. It doesn't get through the track. But also, you'll notice there's double track bridges. That's for the trains as well, because that also acts as a barrier between, window curtain, because we also have a big window here, but also a perch for the pups, like the snoopervisor over there. She's seepins with her eyes open. That's normal. But yeah, it kind of acts as a barrier for that. So anyway, we have here, there'll be a little bit of parking lot. I might just draw some lines with a Sharpie. But yeah, just a simple road will go along the edge there with the fire hall, volunteer fire hall there. And then coming down along here, I'm changing up this intersection here. And this is the intersection from the main road through the layout, the road onto the extension, and the ferry terminal. I'm widening it, and I'm going to be putting proper lanes in, placements for lights in the future. But just, streamlining it so it looks like it's been actually designed and not just thrown in. So going along here, nothing. Well, actually, I don't know if I mentioned this before in my last one, but I did put in a taller hill here, another layer of 1-inch insulation foam. Kind of gave it a little bit more, landscapeness to it. And I was actually able to add a couple more houses to that as well. Paint it up, and then I'm going to add some snow to it, because the centerpiece is mainly Christmas layout. That's what it started out as. So going down here, I've got the main lanes for the ferry terminal going. So it's basically, it's one lane coming off with a turn lane that splits up. And it's going to be divided with some Jersey barriers and a curb that's going to have a hedge down the center of it. And then there are two lanes that split and then widen out towards that, where the booths are here. As you can see here. And then there's the booths right there. They are 3D printed off of Shapeways. And then it goes off. There's a little worker building. And where that is there's a crack there. I tried to solidify that with some screws and kind of attach my two sections, but it keeps cracking. But that pretty much is the edge of the main section. So I'm going to go back here. Another little change that I've done here, as you can see my Blueford shop, one of my Blueford shop wood chip cars, is this section, a little empty section here. I've turned that into a wood chip facility. So a bunch of scrap wood or defective logs come in. There's going to be a wood chipper there. And that cart gets loaded up there. My second one is on ferry right now to be unloaded. And it's currently has the load taken out, as you can see there. That kind of simulates a wood chip pile. I did add another building there. Just add a little bit more commercialization to it. Just a little shop there. And then in the back here, raise this up. I did change this up a bit. I had a couple buildings that were sitting there and took out and replaced it with a Cato restaurant. Just don't mind the stuff sitting on top. And then I have a train station in the back there. I did move that over a couple inches. And I do have a Tomix building there. I believe it's supposed to be a bank. But I have decided to use that as, move my light here, as a police station. And do have some cop cars sitting there. Other than that, I am working on the foot passenger entrance to the terminal here. It'll come off of it's a one-way entrance, so you enter through this way and you exit through the main area of the terminal. Just set the light down here. And zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. Currently working with a desk lamp as my lighting. But that should serve. Moving on here, there's been some cosmetic changes to the terminal section of the layout. Looking here, you can see the beginnings of the main terminal building. That is where the pickup drop-off area and check-in for foot passenger is, as well as some office space. And there will be a small control tower on it. Moving over, you can see the tracks in the back there. I'm going to be changing that around a little bit, making it a little bit more smoother operation. Nothing much has changed in the lanes here. It's the same old lanes like I've always had. And then up here, you can see there are two ferries in dock right now. One currently being unloaded, which is the V-Class ferry. And behind that, I do have the RailServe Prototype Mark III in berth, waiting to be unloaded. One thing here is I do have this second level loading ramp sitting here for the V-Class, or if I have another second level ferry to be loaded and unloaded. It is removable. It is not completely together yet, but it does just pop on and off. There is one mounting point, and it's right next to the single level loading ramp there. It does sit in there like so. And then it comes down and then comes right out. By doing so, I did have to modify the unloading area here. It's made from particle board. I did make a base right here and sand down the sides. So it's like molded pavement, just kind of go up and down. So on and so forth. So coming over to where the ferries are, I have two extensions. I've maxed out the usable space, so I'm not able to put any more extensions on at all. But what I have done here is to make sure that the larger ferries, and even some of the smaller ferries too, just the way that's built, can stay on without tipping. I have put a piece of 1-inch insulation foam onto the side here. It is attached with 3 thick dowels. And another extension I've done here is this end here. Hold on, I'm going to have to get my phone light out to see that, because shadows. There, I don't know if you can see that. But this also has a purpose as well, as I do have a cat that likes to scratch everything. What I've done is the leg of this is actually a scratch post. Let me just bring this down here. So I made a scratch post as the leg, and right next to the leg that's been pretty much destroyed. But as you can see here, it does support the new section as well as the support section as well. But with that, I'm able to have the large ferries on there. I don't have to worry about them now falling off the side or tipping over the end. As my current ferry project, the RailServe Mark IV, it will stick off the end here. So I had to build this end, and then this one is basically for sitting at that berth there. So yeah, that's pretty much been all of, oh, and there is one other last little bit. I have finally mounted my NCE plug for DCC operations. I no longer have to sit it on the edge of the layout. I've built a box for it. All the plugs are in it and ready to go. I can plug in and use my DCC locomotives properly. And if I want to switch it to DC, by the way, that's supposed to be off, I can just remove track power from this and plug it into this. I don't have to worry about this falling, breaking, or any of the animals hitting it as well. So yeah, that has been the layout update video. I'll probably, hopefully, have another one soon for the main layout, or the HO scale layout. It's currently in storage right now. But yeah, it's coming along pretty well. Some new stuff I'm trying out. Mainly cosmetic stuff, you know. Have the terminal building in the back there. That's scratch built, and I'm learning techniques for that. So yeah, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. I'm going to have more stuff coming. And don't forget to leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think of this, or if you have any ideas or opinions of it. And then I also have my Instagram page, the Canadian A. Link will be down in the description, so you can show that page some love. I do have some stuff going on there. I do have some progress of the Railsurf Mark III. So you can go check that out and give it a follow. But that'll do for today. So I will see you in the next video.